The biggest problem that you face as a network marketing leader is motivation. How do you motivate those people to do what it is that you want them to do so that you're dealing with more than just 5% of your team being productive? The statistics are pretty harrowing. We want to always get those numbers up, up, up. But the problem is people aren't particularly motivated. And we try everything we know how to do to try to get them motivated, right? We give them cars and cruises and piles of money and prizes, and they still don't take action. So here's the thing. The secret to motivation is in changing beliefs. If you don't change people's beliefs, you cannot motivate people. Now, this I know as a hypnotist because on stage I do a lot of things that rely upon changing people's beliefs. One of the routines I do is to have people forget their own name. And I'll offer them $100, $1,000 right there, cash money in hand, if they could tell me their name. They still won't tell me their name. Now, if you've ever seen that, it's kind of a startling thing to see. But the cool thing about it is that it represents a truism, which is it doesn't matter why you want something. It doesn't matter how badly you want something. If you don't believe you can do it, you can't do it. So finding your why, inadequate. It's not going to do it for you. It's not going to do it for your team. You need to have a more effective way, a more powerful strategy for getting people to change their beliefs. Belief, motivation is intrinsic. Motivation is intrinsic. It's not extrinsic. It doesn't come from the outside. It comes from what's in your heart. It's not your pocketbook. It's your beliefs, not your desires. So you need intrinsic motivation in order to create what we call prosperity neurology. And prosperity neurology, in essence, basically means being wired for success. If you're wired for success, then you naturally make some of the right decisions. So the real question is, how do you change beliefs? And we have tried all sorts of things, right, as network marketers, and we've learned a lot of things in the personal growth sector about belief changing. There are only three real ways that beliefs tend to get changed. One of them is through affirmations or I statements. And we all use them. We've been using them for years. Napoleon Hill talked about them almost 100 years ago, and they've come into the nomenclature of the personal development movement, and we all use them. The problem is they're only about 20% successful. In other words, about 20% of people who start doing affirmations will continue them to the point of getting results, and those results won't come for at least 12 weeks. So that's a very cumbersome way to change beliefs. The second way is through hypnotherapy or hypnosis, autosuggestion, as Maxwell Maltz talked about in psychocybernetics, putting the mind in a receptive state so that when you say things, they actually go in. And that's an infinitely more effective way. We find 80 to 85% of people are successful using that method. The problem is, where do you find a hypnotist? What's a good hypnotist look like? What's it going to cost me? And it is a rather costly operation. Now, the third way and the only way to get 100% success at removing negative beliefs, lobotomy. You remove your brain and believe me, no more beliefs at all. Positive, negative, otherwise. You're a grinning idiot. So here's the thing. Of the three, the highest likelihood is that you're going to get results by doing hypnosis or hypnotherapy. So what do we do? Well, first of all, you need to understand that the reason why hypnosis is more effective than affirmations is that we're speaking to the subconscious mind. There's no critical factor. The mind is open and receptive to the suggestions that we're giving to it. Secondly, that the suggestions being given to the subconscious mind are coming from someone other than you, somebody who's already demonstrated the ability to be successful. When we make our own affirmations up, we're only telling our conscious mind what our conscious mind thinks our conscious mind needs to hear. That doesn't do the trick. You need to be speaking to your conscious mind, or rather to your subconscious mind, from a higher authority. And so having your messages come from somebody who actually knows what it is to be successful is of huge importance. So we teach a three-step process called, which are the first three steps of what we call the UnHypnosis method. The UnHypnosis method is a five-step method for doubling your recruits in 90 days. But the first three steps are the most important steps, which are the steps for reprogramming your mind for success. And the first step is to create receptivity, to make your mind receptive so that it's open to hearing what it is that you want to change, what you want to do. The second step is to remove the negative. You see, a lot of us are saying affirmations, we're only putting them on top of the negative that's already there in our minds, and you know what happens, right? You say something positive to yourself, and inside you're responding saying, no, that's not true, that's not true, that's not true, because you've got this belly of negativity. In my hypnosis shows, I can instantaneously get rid of fears and phobias, and that's because fears and phobias live in the subconscious mind. I'm talking to the subconscious mind. When I remove a fear or a phobia, it's much like removing any other negative paradigm in our minds. We could be removing discouragement, we could be removing insecurity, overwhelm, frustration, fear, anxiety, whatever. And we do that as soon as we've created receptivity, and only then do we start implanting positive messages the way you now might be doing using affirmations, but only positive messages that have already been vetted by people who've been successful using them. So those 3 steps exist in a program that we have that's called UnHypnosis for direct sellers, network marketers, and entrepreneurs. This is a huge program. It's been used now for the last 4 years. It was voted one of the top 25 products by Direct Selling Live. And rather than spending thousands of dollars on a hypnotist, you would simply be listening to this audio for 21 consecutive days. It's $69. You get tremendous benefit from using this program. More importantly, you have it to use on an ongoing basis. So what you want to do is to push the button below and get that product, get that program, and start using it for 21 consecutive days. And what you'll see is that you'll begin to feel more effortless in your business. You'll have more courage, more consistency. You'll find that you can think on your feet more effectively without having to script what you say. And you'll notice that you're more relaxed. You'll start to notice opportunities that arise that you didn't notice before, because your reticular activating system of your brain will be open to spotting opportunities that you didn't see. And ultimately, you'll start to experience what we call synchronicity, which means that you'll start to have magical things happening in your life. All of a sudden, you'll start noticing people coming to you instead of you having to go to them. So lots more I could be saying about this. I wanted to keep this short, so go ahead and check that out at the button below, and we'll hopefully be seeing you on our program very, very soon. And I look forward to getting your letter to add to one of the many, many letters we have now from people who have been very successful using this program. Thanks a lot for listening to this. I hope you have a great time, and I wish you great success in your business. Take care.